Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Goosebumps HorrorTown. I am Grim, and you might be looking at this video and thinking, why is this video short? Why is this about shock? And where is that vampire video? It's coming. In fact, this book is before the vampire, so I figured, what better way to kind of lead into that with this kind of short video, because it'll help my sanity moving forward. But anyways, with that being said, today we'll be taking a look at the book collection known as The Creepy Creations of Professor Shock. Now, not much information's here besides the fact that this book is based on a choose your own adventure books, or as they call it, give yourself goosebumps books. Actually, fun fact, this book I actually have owned and I still have in my collection, so that's one of the books that I still have. I don't remember everything fully, but all I can simply tell you is that in the book you're basically a guy with two twin siblings or friends who are twins or something like that, and you're going to this old man who wants you to clean his garage, whose name is Shock, and you basically activate his robots, causing terror and all that stuff. It's a mess. What I will say, though, is the only thing interesting about this is that he actually appeared in the Goosebumps movies. Yeah, so this is what he looks like. Fun fact about this, he actually appeared on the beta version of the game, so before the picture actually came out, they used this image, so yeah, that kind of confused people. But, yeah. But what's also interesting about this is that, you know, this guy, you can see him clearly in this picture here with Jack Black and every other monsters we've seen before, so that's always fun. But regardless of that, there's not much more about this guy that I can tell you. For what the story's kind of leading on, he is a creation guy who made robots, and he's basically a mechanic of sorts, a genius of his work. But he's also I have to stop myself here, because if I gone any further I would probably have to censor myself, so I'm going to not do that. What's interesting to note here, though, is that this video footage you're finding is going to be based off of the freemium account I have, basically, that has no saves on it. And this basically means I didn't pay for this guy, so I had to grind to him, and he cost a whopping $400, so oof on that one. This is taking place during the camping event, and this was the last guy I really needed to record in order to get 100% on all the recording videos to be able to do this. So that's a fun fact. So you're going to see weird borders on the sideline. That's just so the aspect ratio of how this thing can copied, because the tablet I was using is a square, so it didn't really like to stretch it, so it just left nasty black bars, so I figured color it nicely with the background rather than squishing or expanding it to the point where it looks squished like it did back in my That's No Easter Bunny event. But anyways, regardless of that, I figured let's just go dive right in and get this show on the road, shall we? As you see here, we're going to start off, and level 18, and Professor Shock has been unlocked. $400. Ooh, that's a lot. But yes, this guy, in order to complete his story, you need to be level 18 in order to progress through. Now, his area you don't have to get right away, but it is nice. So anyways, here's his book, level 18, Creepy Creations. You need a 400 in order to unlock that book. It is part of the main series because he is part of the story, so this is a rare instance where a premium character is needed for a story, much like how Andrew Daw was, or Andrew Craw was, my bad. Anyways, eventually in the camping event I finally got enough to buy this guy after watching hours of ads and getting, you know, accomplishes with statues and all that, so figured put this here, purchase this, and there we go. Yep, everything's all hunky-dory. So we're gonna start him off, and boom, this is Professor Shock. Look at him with the light bulb. Collect them all. So let's go ahead and start off with this short quest line, shall we?
Some scientists use their knowledge to make great contributes to humanity. Others simply want to record their existence in history.
I wonder what Shock is.
Look at that rookie there. Fredericks. He's tried so hard to develop his simple toys. It's pathetic. I will show you what a true professional is able to do in his free time.
You see how he's a bit of a dink? Anyways, work on new projects and exceed in the project. I think what it was said there. Let me go back and see. In speed of sound, that's what it is. Exceed the speed of sound for 30 minutes. So, the Dr. Frederick animation will be shown during the Say Cheese and Jai segments. This is his quest that he does have. I'm going to be showing off the animation one, so anything that I don't show off here is basically him hiding in a building and question timer pops in, so there's no point showing it. I will point that out if I do have it in here, but anyways, let's take a look at this. So this is him riding on a jetpack, and I'm going to take a good look at him. Okay, here we go. Yeah, as you can see, he actually has that little funny looking goggles and stuff on, so he's like really a lot. It's interesting he has his own jetpack and everything like that, and it shows his character off. And I love how everyone doesn't really care the fact that he's just riding around flying like Iron Man style. And then there's an Andrew Crowbar, but
What are you trying to invent, rookie? A child record player? That's what it looks like. Ha 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 ha.
Wow, that's not nice.
Blast a constant sock. If he got on his ego, he could fly high with his ridiculous inventions. I must admit that his invention surpasses mine, though I wish I was as talented as him.
Ah, poor Frederick.
My next project will push military technology forward into something never before seen. When I finish it, no one will doubt that I am the greatest inventor of all time. My fame will outlive me. I will be remembered in the future as the modern Leonardo da Vinci.
Wow, he's really putting himself high up the list there. Really, that ego is like, ooh! Show off the new project, try the XP reaction again. So this is his animation of showing this. It's a nice little hologram animation, so I'm going to take a quick look. Look at that. The future is now with Professor Shock. But yeah, you can see how Shock is a bit of a dink over there, and I'm hoping that the Andrew Craw bundle, I have a picture of that for the Andrew Craw Walk Through Headless Ghostman. So be expected for that. Otherwise, we're going to continue on with these stories. It's going to go quick. This is going to be basically Theodore's Nightmare on Clown Street kind of deal. But yeah, anyways, I'm going to click on some stuff, and after I click on Shock, we should be... Oh, Frederick. After we click on Frederick, we'll be done, and we get to continue on to part 3. So here we go.
Good try, Spidey. Try not to lose your head in the next time you play with peroxide. I wonder why he insists on making a fool of himself in public by doing his experiments on the streets. Having 2 different contracts from rival countries is great for financing my project. But if either of them finds out that I work for the other, I could be accused of treason. Or perish via a tragic accident under dubious circumstances.
Well, at least he's smart enough to know that that's probably an inevitability. And yeah, you can see how much of a shady dink he is, because he's like that shadowy figure in the middle where he doesn't care who he's selling this to. He's going to sell it to anybody just to make a profit. So he's that kind of not anti-established, but he's an anti kind of like egotistical inventor of sorts. But yeah, we're gonna click around. He's gonna do this, but I think at this point I was gonna show off the other animation because I could get that power use stuff in through other means. So I'm gonna show you an example. So like, see, do a little weather experiment. So he's gonna go up in the antenna area, and you're gonna see he's not gonna be there. No. Not the Many Mysteries Club. No. Okay, look, see? He's gone. Because he just goes in there and the clock is there, so... Yeah. Trust me. Just trust me.
Excellent! With this new electron transfuser, I will be able to start work on the propulsion system. I still have to solve the issue of fuel. I can't use an ordinary compound like I do with the cyborgs. In order to move 5 tons of steel, I need a more powerful energy source.
Wonder where he's gonna get that powerful energy source, huh? Yeah, ignore the Seder pack.
Inventors forbade me to use nuclear energy because it is against international standards. But what do they know? Ecological catastrophes are just the side effects of that justified by the ends. If they won't provide me the plutonium-239 isotopes, I'll have to get them on my own. There is only one place where I can get them. I will have to send my boys on an errand.
Me and the boys, eh? Send the cyborgs to get the plutonium-239. So if you've played through Say Cheese and Die, they'll explain more about this. So as I'm going to show off, I'm going to show the cyborgs first before I show off the premium, and then of course Frederick. It's going to be funny narrative-wise. But anyways, let's take a quick look at these guys. That's what he looks like. It's kind of a mix between with the picture of the robot with no hand and everything, so I do like the fact that they kind of added that into detail. I'm going to get a quick look at, I think the green guy down here, on how he scares people, but it might be the blue guy. I'm not too sure. I'm not sure. I'm trying to click on one of these guys real quick. Don't worry, I'm going to get one of them. Yeah, I think it's about to come up. Yeah, it's going to come up right around here. Yeah, so see, it's kind of an interesting scare animation that he's going on there and running around like an idiot with only one hand. So very terrifying. That, you know, what are they gonna do? They only have one hand, so they're like rusty robot buckets. So destroy all the humans. But yeah, you can see how quickly this video is going out, because this is a very short quest, to say the least. Yeah, I'm going to be repeating myself because there's not much to say, but anyways, they're done, so let's continue on with the story.
Perfect! I already have everything I need to finish my project. I'm anxious to put it to the test. And to see the fees, deposits, and the accounts I owe in tax havens.
Actually, I just realized the isotopes you actually get from the seam there.
I finished it! This ectoskeleton grants extraordinary strength and agility to its wearer. I'm not supposed to use it in public. This is a secret weapon that belongs to the investors. But I can't resist the urge to ride it and show the inhabitants of this city what I am capable of.
Try the exoskeleton outside. So basically, it's funny because it's like Iron Man in the sense that, like, I made this suit. Now I'm gonna show it off because I can, you know. So here we go. We're gonna see him running around in this suit. Man, look at that giant mech he has. Let's just take a quick look at this. Like at some point I am gonna. Poor Dark. She's just scared out of her mind running down there. And, yeah, this is just, I'm gonna zoom in real quick here, just a good look. Man, I really just decided to look on this guy real quick. Anyways, here's a nice zoom in on this guy. Look at that. So it actually is an exoskeleton because, you know, he's actually controlling it with his body. The mech is more like you're sitting in and you're controlling it via, like, a pilot seat. Anyways, we're going to take a look at the premium item here for $5, what they call a boss spawn. And they do drop in the isotopes. So look at this. I love how this is such a big thing, and it's just, again, his creations, and this is something I want to show off, because look at the exhaust and stuff that's coming out here. It looks menacing, but they look like garbage. They look like they were from a scrap heap, and he just put the robots together, and look, I made a robot. Meanwhile, the robot is just like,
kill me, end my suffering.
I can only just imagine that in a robotic voice. It's just, again, the commentary is just really brilliant, but, you know, I love how they kind of tell these stories with the material they got. So they like look at these scenes and they're like, okay, well, we got this character. What can we make of him? I know. Like he added his story into the robots, Android 3 and the Annihilator 3000 kind of toys / Cynthia, trying to find Agent X kind of deal. I'm wondering how they're gonna go around with that storyline, how that's gonna end and conclude. But I do like how everything kind of ties into one another. Anyways, we're going to go and finish this story off, and here we go.
Then people ran in the street, shouting for mercy. You should have seen it. Well, Mother, I have to go. I need to connect the computer to the internet. Talk to you soon. Let me see my inbox. Let's see. Perfect! I have a new message from the investors. What's this? I can't believe it! The fools! Both countries has canceled their contract? No!
Finally, Professor Shock will be remembered, but by the banks when he can't pay his debts.
That's the end of the story of the creepy creations of Professor Shock, and I love it. They kind of established the 90s. It's like, first of all, I love the fact that this guy's talking to his mother, right? And now we're gonna have, like, now he's pissed off because he didn't get his stuff, so now he's gonna terrorize the town in his mech over here.
I didn't get my investment money, so I'm going to take my terror on the town. Well, how dare you? You wasted my time. Ah.
I'm just being silly, but yeah, I love the fact he's talking to his mom about this. Like any other comedic thing you would think of, but, yeah, the fact that he actually pointed out, like, I have to go on the internet, I have to go into dial-up, and I'm like, oh, yeah. Oh, Dad, that takes me back. Man, you never knew back in the day when you wanted to go online, you had to use the phone lines. If you didn't use the phone lines, you hear this weird sound in the background, and it's just so annoying. Yeah, you gotta go on the internet without the thing because they were too dumb back then to actually have another service. So you had to have this thing, and oh man, I remember the days. I remember when you had to watch videos. It was a small little cube thing. You think 40 pixels are bad? We only had like 6 pixels. We had to use it, and it took so long to load a 5-second video. Oh man. You kids are having it better today, I tell you what. Man, it's just like, anytime you bring back the memories, I feel like I'm like in my late 20s, and I have yet to actually sound like an old man every time I have to say, oh, I remember back then with the internet. And I have to sound like an old man. Anyways, now he's going to have a regression episode because he's now in debt. He lost money, so now he's basically going back to his baby state by playing with toy robots. Look at that. He's playing with his little robot. Either that or this is a prototype of him kind of going into Cynthia, so you're wondering how he kind of lead into that there. But yeah, we're going to end it off with him just doing that. But yeah, there you go. That's a really short quest line for this event. But before I go, I might as well also show this off. What you're seeing on screen is just the end result of getting the Roarmongerer, which is the prize story for this book here. You already saw what you need to get for said item, which is pretty commonplace. Again, you probably know this by now. If you're interested in seeing what Professor Shock's building looks like in my town, expect to see an update after the September event that passed. I won't spoil anything here. I know this is very late in the business. I apologize on that. But hopefully this little video you've enjoyed. When we come back, the next video you're about to see next should be the special 8th event that we had. So expect to see that very soon. So I've been Grim. I hope you enjoyed. And remember, the robots are always there. They're always watching. Those YouTube robots, man, they're no joke. Be careful out there, man.